In nomine Patri, Filii, Spiritus Sancti, welcome everybody to Sunday Mass on this June the 8th of 2025. Great to see everybody, anybody who's in the room. I thought we'd start out today's show with a little thing on noise and the noise that you hear. I'm not talking about the usual kinds of noise. But maybe we'll just take a little minute to talk about something that we feel all the time, and sometimes we don't know what it is. It's not traffic. It's not construction outside your window. I'm talking about the other kind of noise, the kind that our lives head into, the negativity, the outrage, distractions, the kind of noise that pulls us off course. It's constant and it's everywhere. It might be personal, a harsh comment that keeps replaying in your mind, an unresolved conflict. Could be that, or could be an inner critic of your own and always shows up at the wrong time. It might be political, the endless stream of opinions and arguments and tribal shouting matches that leave us tired, bitter, numb, confused, and angry. Or it might just be life, the subtle comparison game, the manufactured urgency of social media, or the weight of trying to be everything to everyone at all times. It's not possible. It's just not possible. Whatever its source, this noise has a job. And it's doing pretty well. It distracts us, it divides us, it drowns out the signal, the part of us that knows who we are and what matters and what we're here to do, hopefully. If we're not careful, we start reacting instead of creating. We spiral instead of sour. We let the volume of everything around us silence us and what's inside us. But here's the thing. You don't have to fight the noise with more noise. You fight it with focus. You fight it with presence. You fight it with reclaiming your own frequency. I know that sounds rather musical, but that's my language. It seems that learning to unplug is paramount. It remains to be seen if people can do it. And I've tried very hard. I've been untuning to things that kind of set me off course. They're big ones, they're deep ones, and sometimes they're painful ones, our differences. But we'll vote differently, we'll worship differently, we'll see the world through different lenses. But none of us has to make enemies. What is the point of an enemy? It makes no sense. Little quips and little things like that can be fun and catty, and sometimes they can just be hurtful. We can disagree without dehumanizing. We can hold our beliefs without letting us bang into walls or let other people bang into walls. We can listen even when we don't agree, and sometimes when we don't. But the minute we let the noise turn us against each other, we've lost something far more important, and that's connection. And connection is the only thing that cuts through all this static. So tune in, turn down the noise, stay on the path, and reach out, sometimes to the people that you like the least or you think like you the least, because sometimes that's not even true. But that's how we rise above it. And that's my little homily for today. Let's see who got in there today. And yeah, a couple of things got in the way over the weekend that, it takes you off balance. Things that people do that you trust, things that people do who you revere, people who have your back, and then something happens where you just go, really? It's you just can't guess people's motivations. It's very hard to do that, including our own. Anyway, Andrew Wolkowicz, who better than him? Andrew's in here first, and he sent a super chat, Canadian $10. On this day of rest, put your Sunday best to the bash with the rest. Enjoy our time together, and upvote and subscribe. Listen, I get a lot of emails, and I was about to write an email to somebody who has not been very kind to me, and about something personal. I just thought it was necessary to do that, and I didn't do it. And I didn't do it for a couple of reasons, because I needed to take a pause to see if it was the right decision or the wrong decision, because sometimes people just want you to stay out of their way, especially if they lash out at you. We can all be sensitive. We can all be, don't say that about me, or, don't feel that way about me. Personal relationships are a work in progress, And listen, I've said this on the channel a million times, how incredibly lucky and privileged I've been over the years for a lot of different things. I worked at the same place for quarter of a century. You know, I've been in a relationship for longer than that. I've had a lot of great blessings in my life. And then when tragedy and when horrible things hit, you have to figure out a way to deal with it. And it's not always easy, but, you know, I've got a great family. I'm very blessed with that, you know, that I'm close to. And you got to let the noise just kind of fizzle out. Why bother? Who cares, right? Who cares? Says Andrew, the Andrew Wolkowicz commemorative column. My focus is making this show better, figuring out ways to make it more exciting, more interesting, more interactive. Hint, hint, hint. As a matter of fact, the big guy the other night said, well, you have people on your show. I said, nobody's come. And I understand that too. People's personal boundaries. Sometimes people like to engage from a silent position, an anonymous place. I understand that. Like, this is, you know, like I do a show every day pretty much, and you all have gotten used to my story, and hopefully I've gotten used to some of yours. And, you know, I think that we've done a pretty great job at introducing ourselves to one another. We know who our spouses are, who your pets are, your children, your wants, your loves, you know. And another guy wrote, and this guy obviously doesn't watch my show. He goes, how come it's not a watch channel anymore? And I was like, well, it was never really a watch channel. I come from that world, so to speak, but why would I? This is a watch adjacent channel. I love watches. I'm wearing my Melly C Weekender, the first one I got, Charlie Brown, which I absolutely love, and I wear it all the time. I love watches. There's too many watch channels. There's way too many of them. Why should I dip my toe? What could I possibly offer to that? Read off Omega serial numbers, because that's my savantism, because I pretty much know what they all are, and it's just a little obsession that I had. You know, everybody's tastes are everybody's got a show about watches, luxury watches, bargain watches, selling watches, flipping watches. I just didn't see when I started the show. Yes, there's always going to be watches, and I love unboxing watches because I'm excited for you. You guys all got to see when I got the Milgauss. That was a, you know, very spontaneous, crazy moment for me, and people really enjoyed that. And you saw how, you know, incredibly moved I was by that gesture from so many great people. And I love to see that for you too. And it doesn't have to be a watch; it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. You know, what do we also like? You know, other stuff. We all collect different things. Everybody collecting is a very interesting thing. Why do people have millions of CDs or albums or movies or china or crystals or God knows cars? You know, it's because it's your passion, and that's a great thing. That other than your work, the bills, the engagements, the responsibilities, that you find a little bit of time to just nurture that one or two or whatever things that give you personal joy. And nobody should be judged on what they collect either. You know, the only thing I've told people is I don't understand collecting lots of fragrances, and the only reason why I try them, sure, but they're expensive. Fragrances are very smelly. Water is very expensive. I just think it's better off for people to and this is really the only thing I've said, that having a million fragrances serves no purpose unless you're going to start giving them away, because you're only going to wear this, that, or the other. You know, maybe you've got a spring, fall, summer, winter. Maybe you do. Maybe just every once in a while you want to throw this on. There's core fragrances for people. That's the only thing. I mean, that's also, it's finite, you know, because eventually they become empty. Guitars, obviously, I have a problem with those. I haven't collected in a long time. I've not bought a guitar in years and years and years, and I don't intend to. I think, okay, that ship has passed. Also, the watch thing. I'm more of even though I have more than one watch, I'm kind of like a 1 or 2 watch collection kind of guy. Is there a watch out there that I really want? I'd like the first Omega in space, and one day I'll probably get that. But I never got the 60th anniversary Speedmaster, and I really wanted that. And then it just kind of ebbed and went away. And yeah, but it's nice to find that, because somebody was like, why isn't it a watch channel anymore? I was like, it was never really a watch channel. We're a bunch of people that love a lot of stuff, and watches might have brought us together, but we found other things to talk about, right? I think we did. Daniel Gutierrez, number 2, happy Sunday, Bastards. Happy Sunday, Daniel Gutierrez. Great to see you in the room. Sir Julian, there are things known and there are things unknown, and in between there are the doors of perception. Have you been listening to The Doors? Do you know that that's the quote, that why they named that band The Doors of Perception? I'm assuming you knew that, because that's, you probably could have seen The Doors live, or experienced them. I got those Doors records from my older sister, who turned me on to all the rock and roll that I love, pretty much. But The Doors of Perception, that's where Jim Morrison was, a poet, etc. And he loved that. The Doors of Perception. Interesting. Pick one of the Bastard ladies for the Basher of the Day song that hasn't had one I play favorites. Well, I also love the fact that chivalry is not dead, Sir Andrew. And thank you very much. I certainly will. Renaissance. Certain memories, certain trains of thought are like an aching tooth. One must always be touching just to make sure it still hurts. Isn't that stupid? I still haven't had this tooth pulled, and I have to do it. And I'm constantly doing this to it all the time. It's kind of like I'm going to have to go through the whole thing of having a, post put in, and just like, and then I'll walk around like a hillbilly for a while. I'll be talking like this because it's going to be visible. It's right here, but it's got to go. It's bad genetics, as I was told, because I use a water pick. I'm crazy about that stuff. Gum health has nothing to do with that. He said that it's just a luck of the genetic draw. RP 1960 in the room. Happy Sunday to you, RP 1960, and panel power coming back for you. Panel power. Renaissance. The secret of genius is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm. Please don't lose your enthusiasm. That's the thing I think I was getting at. Like, once we lose our enthusiasm for things, it's a lack of enthusiasm for life. And as we all get older, and we all are, some of us have more time and some of us have less time. My priorities have certainly changed. I bet yours have too. I just want a life that's more serene, that's more comfortable. I've done all the hard work. This working for myself thing is a new construct. I've always punched a clock and, got on the subway every single day for more than a quarter of a century. And while that, if it had to be done, it would have to be done. Things have to get done. But I just want serenity for me and mine, a place where everybody can come and visit and relax and just have a drink and stare at the world and go, yeah, this is nice. Most people deserve that. Not everybody, but most people do. And most people want that for other people too, because I believe in people. I think people are kind. Regardless of all the jackasses of the world, I think for the most part, people are friends, family centric. Don't you? Paddle Power. Happy Pentecost Sunday, Bashers. Bless us, Father Dirk, for what we are about to receive. Eat, drink, and be merry, please. And to you, Paddle Power. And also to you. Good day, Bashers. Push Stuttgart's in the room. Hey, buddy. Great to see you. Renaissance says, thank you for staggering these out. Listen, we've not had a single problem with them removing them since that started. So maybe we were right. Thank you. The more powerful and original a mind, the more it will incline toward the religion of solitude. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, you know me, I'm like a puppy and I'm way too caffeinated. It's nuts. Dirk, hey, Dino, is that a picture of you? Wow, look at that shot. Dirk, you had a chance to listen to Pulp's new album, More. Jarvis is back. I haven't, but I love Jarvis, and you know that. It's one of my all-time favorites. I haven't had a chance to listen to shit. I mean, you know what I watched? I watched Becoming Led Zeppelin last night. And I was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was just falling off, and I finished it this morning. And I was really enjoying it last night, and then I was really not enjoying it today, because it only goes up to Led Zeppelin 2, which is becoming Led Zeppelin. I get it. But I really enjoyed the beginning half of that. Because, what an interesting, alchemy. How interesting that is that, two learned studio musicians got together with two guys from the Midlands who were extraordinary, and how that happens. And it was, I did not know the story that that Jimmy Page had wanted somebody else. I forget the guy's name. And he was also signed to the same management company. And the guy said, "Oh, I can't do it. I just signed a deal. But I know this guy from the Midlands, Robert Plant. You should go check him out." And with Robert Plant came John Bonham. Imagine that. Arguably, inarguably the greatest rock drummer. I mean, most of the time, John Bonham is at the top of everybody's list. Most of the time. You might have, he's at the top of my list. Do I have more favorite drummers? Absolutely. Neil Peart, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it all comes from him. And nobody hit the drums harder. And, because he was a timekeeper and a rhythmist, and, polyrhythm king, and all these different things that he did, that Stuart Copeland has talked about it in Inspiration. And, people love Mitch Mitchell, and they love Ginger Baker, and they love Keith Moon. All great choices. But there's something very, very singular about John Bonham. And had he not been friends with Robert Plant, that would have never happened. So it's kind of kismet, right? Maybe this, and I can't wait to listen to. Thank you for letting me know. You know what I'm going to do later on today, right after the show, making lunch for Rose, and then I cleaned out my refrigerator and my freezer, and I scrubbed all the tiles in my shower. How about that for progress? I'm gonna get on my bike because I cleaned that up yesterday, so I'm going to go for a little bit of a Sunday late afternoon ride. Just clear my head up. Maybe I'll listen to some Pulp. Thank you so much for that. I love Jarvis Cocker. Maybe this world is another planet's hell. Could very well be. I watch a lot of, when I go to bed at night, I'm either listening to an audio book or I have a different account on my iPad, and I have an iPad that sits on my bed, like in between the pillow and the headboard. And I generally watch science fiction or YouTube channels about planetary exploration, all those kinds of things. And a lot of the guys are saying now, most of the guys are saying that we're probably within 10 years of knowing whether or not that there's, intelligent life somewhere else. Our technology is moving so fast. AI is really helping out too, in a good way. That they think that most, like if anybody has an intelligence more than 100,000 years ahead of ours, they're not going to be interested in us. We won't be interesting to them. But if they're along the same parallel, if you got to look at this, we don't know now. We're questioning Big Bang. Is the universe 12.89 billion years old? We don't know. The Earth is 5 million years old. So somebody would have had to have gotten their shit together before then, or if they get it at the same time, then they'd be interested. Like we are so interested. But somebody who's way more advanced, who knows? They could be like the Borg. They could be half AI, half human. Who knows? We'll see. 2035 is coming up. Danielson, wipe on off Karate Kid Legends. Do you know I've never seen a single Karate Kid movie or show? Never seen it. I don't know why. I was right in the age group where that would have hit me, and I just never saw it. I got to admit that I guess the karate thing just never did anything for me, like martial arts, or I just was meh. Boxing, meh. Combat sports never did it for me. I don't know why, hell is empty and all the devils are here. That could be true too. Whoever came up with the concept of hell, heaven and hell. Oh yeah. Happiness is not achieved by the conscious pursuit of happiness. It is generally the byproduct of other activities. That's true too. Endorphins, happiness. We're going to find out that in this simulation that happiness is just endorphins. Because what do? People take happy pills when they're depressed. I don't know. I mean, we're just made out of a shitload of chemicals, right? And sometimes those chemicals are good. I mean, I think everyone suffers from melancholia every once in a while. I mean, I do. I try not to let it affect me or others. I try not to, but we're humans. Everybody's got a problem. Everybody's infallible. I mean, nobody's infallible. Everybody's fallible. Oh boy, Dean, you missed Who Needs a Drink Friday. I missed it too. I just caught the tail end of it. And I must admit, I have no idea what they were talking about. The Orange Lunatic is sending troops to Los Angeles to attack and antagonize peaceful protesters. Yeah. Well, okay. So there's two arguments to this. One, going into DEF CON 1, this is certainly not an example of sending in the military to do that. Is it peaceful? Not entirely. There's vandalism, and I don't understand protesters and vandalism. Can somebody explain to me why burning cars is always a part of it? Because I hate when people's property gets destroyed. I don't like graffiti. You guys know me. I don't like graffiti. I don't like any kind of vandalism. What's a civic, personal? I don't like any of it. But there is a lot of that stuff going down. But is it so bad? No. Now, listen, he does what he wants to do. And you know what? What do we got left? Oh, shit. We got a lot left. I don't see how anybody still sees it with him. I don't know how that Kool-Aid could last that long. I don't want to live in an autocracy. I don't want to have that kind of person. I was watching. Oh, you know what I watched last night? And it was interesting. It was right before I found out about the stuff going on in LA. I was watching the Broadway production of Good Night and Good Luck, the George Clooney play that he wrote with Grant Hasloff like 20 years ago with David Strathairn. It was a film. It was widely praised film. Well, they did this great film. It's about McCarthyism, and witch hunts, et cetera, which, Donald loves to talk about witch hunts all the time. It's a great smokescreen for all the dastardly things that he's done, but, the other side will say, well, look at everybody else. Well, sure. Look at everybody, not just left or right. Look at everyone. Anybody who does dastardly things should be held accountable for it. And that includes Hunter Biden and people like that. Let's be sensible. It's not about you versus them. It should never be that. Bad people, bad machines should suffer the consequences. You do something wrong, if you interfere with a federal edict, then it's punishable by jail, and that's the law on the books. So if there is somebody saying that federal law says you can't do this, then you shouldn't do that. But we have the right to assembly in the United States, but we don't currently have it right now under this administration. We do not have it unless it falls into that Project 2025 plan that everybody on that side is sticking to. Not to get too political, but if you support Palestine, you support Hamas. That's the way they look at it, which is, look what happens on all the campuses and all that stuff. It's a real thing. People are telling you to look away. That's not true. It's true. And people also wonder why Irish people feel a sense of brotherhood with them, because they feel like that they went through something similar. So there's two sides to every story, my friends. Someone could search the world for an original sin. Then don't we know what that is? Then in the darkness of night, the realization that it was inside ourselves all along. Embrace the night, but go into the light. Look at you today, Andrew Wolkowicz. Wow. Or possibly I just need a decent night's sleep. Well, you deserve a good night's sleep, and you've got great cats to deal with. Dave Fahrenheit 451's here. Have a great one, man. Upvoted. Thank you so much. The king of the bashers of the day. It's you. Melly C. Happy Sunday, Father Dirk, and all the bashers. Congratulations, Andrew. The sweetest. You're the queen. Thank you, darling. This power elite directly employs several millions of the country's working force in its factories, offices, and stores, controls many millions more by lending them the money to buy its products. Wow. Everybody's feeling it on this Sunday. Here's a question I have. I'll go to the live chats to see what everybody's saying because I go down too far. Do you think that the military should follow the directions of a president when they know consciously it's the wrong move? How does that work? Exactly. Like, who's going to be the guy that says, no, we're not doing that? Because technically you should not be sending the Marines to Los Angeles for any reason under the sun. That is something that is an attack on America, usually by some foreign entity. But, everybody loves to say that this, we're getting destroyed from within. Who would be the guy that makes the call and says, no, fuck that guy, we're not doing it? Because that's how governments topple and stuff like that. That's how eventually it happens. But I'm wondering, like, when is it too far where people go, wait a minute, can we do that? When does that conversation happen? When does it happen? I don't know. It's interesting. Ray, number 5 and feeling alive. I have no sins this week, Father Dirk. Good for you, buddy. Listen, you're a very kind person and you're a sweet soul, and everybody loves you. So, everybody, we are known. He is without sin may cast the first stone. It's true, right? Some of that stuff is good. Happy Sunday, Dirk and all the bashers. The beautiful, beautiful Bronson with his daddy dad, Mart. Got some great pictures from him. Thank you so much for sending those on. I'm looking forward to a very nice Gallery of Bastards today. Kevin Landon, upvoted number 8 for Sunday Mass. Best wishes to Dirk and all the bashers. Do not listen to those voices of negativity. Catching the replay after work. You work too hard, my friend. You work too hard. But, idle hands make the devil's work, as they say. And Buddy Hell upvoted. Hey, Buddy Hell, great to see you upvoted. Thanks so much. I'll tell you got to do is a little thumbs up. Man, makes all the difference in the world. You have no idea. And I will love you for it. Thanks, guys. Well done, Andrew. Buddy Hell came in here like a rocket ship and became a super basher. Time flies. Hey, buddy, number 10. Please upvote. Thank you so much for that. Pentecost Sunday. It is indeed. Eric B. I want to know more about that Stratocaster, man. I have one. Let me see. It's not great. And I'm not a Strat guy. Let me get this out of the way. Hold on. Where is that? Hold on a second. Hold on one split second. I have one in my rack that I never ever use. And it's got a very it's almost perfectly in tune. It's got a very nice flat neck on it. I never ever use a Strat. Because when you have a Telecaster, you don't need anything else. If you're going to get one Fender, you should definitely get a Telecaster. Though it's pretty dusty because I have it in my rack over there. So it's from 1990, and it's a made in Mexico one. It's not one of the fancier ones, but it's nice and it sounds good. I just never use it. But I don't use half of them, which is crazy, but true. Billy G. Hey, Billy G. Good evening, folks. So tell me more about that Strat, Eric B. I'd love to know. It looked really cool. Is that a relic one or is it really old? Yeah, I love guitars, man. I just think they're cool. Believe me, if I had a big house and a shitload of money, I wouldn't collect Steinways. I'd have one. But I do love them. Lighting a candle for all the bashers. Oh, thank you very much. Does that do anything? I don't think it does. But that does. Thank you, kind sir. That doesn't do anything anymore? Thank you, buddy. Hearts to you. No? Come on. What happened to my thing today? What happened to all my fun stuff? Maybe because I have the thing on there? Hold on. Thank you. I just decided to not work. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Thank you, Apple, for all your finery. Ray, just docking into... Oh, you on the boat right now? We'll stop at First and Best Bar to watch with a pint. Oh, thanks, buddy boy. Enjoy your pint. I have one more day of being solo, as I told you guys, at Pulse in Los Angeles. And it's kind of boring after a while, other than like I have a lot of obligations and things that I have to do here. And obviously I'm scrubbing the tiles in the bathtub and things like that. But I'm just, not used to being solo. Stockholm Publishings. Hey, Stockholm Publishings. Cheers, Dirk. Cheers to you. How are you? Welcome. It's great to see you in the show. Hey, JHB. Happy Sunday, Dirk, and all. Happy Sunday to you. Today started out super duper blue skies. It rained all night long. I went outside and I misted all the flowers and my basil. Oh, Dean, you'd be so proud of me. The basil's on fire. I'm going in there and clipping all. It started to, but I think, I hate to say it, but I think that the pot might be too small, and it's huge. It's huge, but it's just so on fire. I'm wondering, do I need to separate them? Dino, let me know. Or Easy E, who's never on my show anymore. And we love you. He's a Patreon. He's one of the original bashers. I know he leads a very busy life, but he's also really well versed in growing all that kind of stuff. So anybody, I'm just wondering now, is it too, am I overcrowding them? Because it's about yay high and about this. It's ginormous. It's ginormous. An enemy could be the best friend you've never had. It's true. I've become friends with people who were total douchebags. Can I get a free Palestine in the chat? Yeah, free Palestine. Listen, I make no bones about it that I think that the two-state solution is the only thing that there should ever been. I just don't understand why there isn't one. I just don't understand it. I mean, I know why there isn't one, but I don't. It just seems. What do you have to lose? Why in the world do we have Putin taking over Crimea and then, starting his crap with Ukraine? Russia is so freaking big. Who cares? You have all that you need and nobody messes with you, but now the whole world hates you, and that's like, Trump talking about Greenland and Canada. He doesn't have to say, why say that? I like, he's just a straight shooter. He says what he wants. We all know this. He's not a politician. He's a personality. He's a celebrity. And not a bright one. He's not bright. And I seriously think he can't read. There's definitely a problem with, anybody who thinks that the Declaration of Independence is a beautiful document and it's about brotherhood and unity and love. The fuck? Go ahead. Somebody explain to me why he said that. But yeah, of course. I just don't understand why we're still conquering. Do we have a need to conquer anymore? For what? Why? Hearken to the words of Father Dirk, and blessed be upon you all, here to all you beautiful bashers. Yeah. Listen, we all just want to get along here. And listen, I've got lots of people in my life who diametrically oppose how I feel about things, but I don't let that interrupt how we care about each other. It's better to not talk about it at all, maybe, every once in a while. But, I think I make my positions clear. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I'm not a fan of any autocrat. I'm not a fan of, any of that stuff. I think Palestine should be a state. I think Northern Ireland should be Irish. What do you think? But I don't know. The people there don't seem to care, right, anymore. There was a very big conversation about when England left Brexit, when Brexit happened, when they left the EU, that maybe there would be some kind of conversation about Northern Ireland reverting to Ireland because a lot of people wanted to stay within the EU. But we all know, the situation up there, maybe they don't want to. And if they don't want to, it should be the will of the people, right? Not what I want. I don't live there. It doesn't affect me either which way. My opinion is not valid at all. Thank you, Carlos. Andy M., good evening, Father Dirk. Wishing you and yours only good things. Only good things to you, my friend. Only good things. Thank you. We got some Mork and Mindy coming up in the show, right? I'm always happy to see that. Always. AJHB with $9.99 super sticker. Yeah. Robin's Bird. I choose you, Basher of the Day, from Andrew Wolkowicz. You deserve it. Why shouldn't you have it? You'll get one right after the show. I have your email. I do have it. So I will be sending you a Basher of the Day. You deserve it, my darling. Thank you so much. Dino, Andy M., Marshall Amps in the church. What's next? Oh, yeah, I didn't change the background. Shit. Why did I do that? Oh, well, it's too late now. It's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to fake it. Personal boundaries, popcorn. What does that mean? Now, Paul loves popcorn. I don't care about popcorn. I'll eat it if I'm in a movie theater, which I am never in. I just don't. You know what I don't like? I don't like how it gets caught in my teeth. I don't like anything that makes me go like almonds or almonds, whatever your pronunciation is of almonds. I don't particularly care for anything that makes me have to go that has shrapnel in it, at all. Hey, Francisco Fonseca. That what I really enjoy in the channel. It's about a lot of stuff and sometimes watches too. Keep it going, you're the man. Oh, thank you. And I can't wait to meet up with you next time you're in town. Thank you so much. I mean, listen, this show wound up being the show that it is because of the Bashers, not because of me. Because I started out, boring the shit out of people with my incessant Speedmaster chat. And, going, that's 168.2.0.50.51, you know what I mean? And people got bored with that. I just sound like some kind of weird Omega computer with their ridiculous serial numbers. And I get it. I love watches just like the next guy. I love the watches that I have. The only one I'm really lusting on, sure, there's a lot I'd like out there. But then I think about, well, I got to pay rent and I got to do this and I got to do that. Oh, let's see if this is a crank phone call. Let me see. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Oh, I was hoping it would be a crank phone call because I love to play with them on the show. I'd love to do that because I get these people, they call me and they're like, hello, we would like to find out if we can give you a better deal on your car insurance. I don't have a car. Paul has a car. I don't have a car. And then I just pretend I'm an old lady. Go, oh, this is Gwendolyn. Let me get my purse. And I fuck with them for like an hour. I have nothing to do. I'll just sit there and mess with them. They get so angry at you. But thank you very much, Francisco. You're the man. What about if you want to open a fragrance shop? Well, I mean, then you should have bottles that aren't opened. Belly button lint collection, toenail clipping collection. Are you sure we should not be judging just a little bit? I mean, then there's that side of things, which one thing I definitely never want to know is anybody's kink. I don't want to watch it in movies. I don't want to know. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. It's none of my goddamn business. As long as it doesn't affect me, children, pets, and the world in general. I don't care. I couldn't care less. But oh God, sometimes weird things. I don't get it. I don't get it. I thought this channel was about cotton buds. It's about Q-tips, Dino. It's about you. It's about you. It really is. NDM. It's one of those cool new funky churches. Just they have a light show and dance, and they have Stratocasters, and that one's not real. See, that one's fake, but this one's real. For almost every real guitar I have on the other wallpaper, I have that. But it's who cares? Who cares? Who cares? NDM funky churches, a rave church. How about those rock and roll churches? I knew a girl who was a real rock and roller, and she got deeply involved in Christ in a very kind of bullshit way. She went to this, I forget the name of it, but she went to Madison Square Garden. It's a 20,000 seat arena. It's big. And it was just filled with congregants of this rock and roll church. And they preach rock and roll and Jesus. And it's a cult. And she had to get deprogrammed to get out of it. And it turns out they were siphoning her money. It was tithing. Like I know in Catholic church, I'm no devout Catholic. Listen, I grew up Catholic. I believe, I'm a believer. I go light candles. I believe in the energy. I have special kind of relationship with a couple of saints and stuff like that, only because it's a devotion and it's nice. I'm not a regular goer to mass or any of that stuff, but they pass the basket around. I want them to keep the doors open, because I like it for people. I like it. I think people need it, and it's good as long as listen, ours is just too old to prove that it's a cult. But really, Dirk, sucking on cloves is a good one for oral health. Unfortunately, you don't like cloves. See how you know me so well? Cloves. Oh, God, the stench of them is gross. Dean, punch the clock. Always late. Right, Ray? I was on time today. I was 2 o'clock on the nose. I watched the clock go bop, bop, and I went da na 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 na. Dirk, we are all hunter-gatherers. We hunt, we collect, we find, and we keep. It's because our DNA remembers scarcity, hunger, pain, and cold. That's definitely probably part of it, Andy. 100%. Oh my God. It's JC Kingsley. Where have you been? Are you okay? Good afternoon, Basher. Sorry for the sporadic periods of absence, folks. Going through the old layoff job hunt period of life that plagues us all from time to time. Super fun, much excitement. Yeah. Can I tell you something funny, JC? I got a phone call yesterday from a number, and it was a guy's. It was obviously in my phone book because someone's name came up, and I was like, "Who?" And it was a customer from the bar that I got fired from. But I liked him a lot. But he's very friendly with that family that owns it. So I picked up the phone, and we had a great chat, and it was so nice. He had some Mac questions, he needed some computer assistance, which I'm more than happy to. I've always been a terrible businessman with that shit because, I have friends that do that for a living and make a lot of money, and I just kind of just do it for nothing because I like tinkering with stuff and I like helping people. Shoot me. So anyway, he had some things. I kind of convinced him it's time for him to get a new Mac because, I said, do you really want to stand around with a blow dryer and pulling a battery out of it? No, you don't want to do that. But yeah, that's a weird period. Like, I was shell shocked. I'd never been fired before. It's a weird feeling, layoffs, firings, then a change. I worked in the same place for 25 years. Then the pandemic happened. So then I started at this strange place. I was uncomfortable for a really long time. Then when I finally got into the groove of it, okay, I can deal with this, off with his head, which was just weird, It was just weird. And, I haven't thought about that place in forever and ever and ever because I haven't had a reason to, but I thought about it. And he said to me, oh, they got rid of everybody. And I said, oh, well, they should get rid of the mother that runs the place because she's a witch. Hey, Sean Bashar. Wow. 1999. Look at the man, the maven of style. Hi, Dirk. Unfortunately, I've not been able to catch your stream live, but I've been enjoying it immensely. Oh, thanks, buddy. You and Emmett rock. Thanks, buddy. Just drop by to say hi, and I wish you well. Hey, what a sweet surprise. Listen, I'm a big fan. You know that. What a sweet thing for you to pop in on Sunday Mass, which is probably the most intimate show we have, where it's just usually the core bashers that come in and we just talk about stuff. Sean Pashar, everybody, let's give him a giant big bang boom for that, because wow, how wonderful for you. Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much. Sean Pashar, everybody. You should come on watch Fashion Police next time we do an episode. You should come on the show. We should talk all about that stuff. Dean $4.99 towards the teeth implant. You know what they have to do? I'll tell you what it is. I tell you everything anyway. This tooth has got to go. This one right here, because it's loose. And it just started to become loose. And I tried everything under the sun. And I can move it with my tongue. Other than that, because I've never really had any cavity. I've never had cavities. I have like one cavity. I use the water pick and I put Listerine in it. And just ever since he told me 2 years ago, because we might have a problem with that down the road. And then we did. I got a abscess, and that kind of murdered it. So he told me the process is they're going to take it out and then they're going to fill it up with some stuff. Upvote if you can. I fill it up with some stuff, and then like 6 months to a year later, you get an implant. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't like the dentist. I don't like it. But thank you, Dean. I could use all the help I can get. Now, how does it work? Now, this is an honest question. Because I have never lived in Europe. I've spent lots of time there, mostly as a younger person. And I will hopefully be living in Italy, and I will know more about that. Now, I've always had health insurance here because in America, you need to have health insurance unless you are, elderly and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, if you're poor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So luckily for me, the job that I had for 25 years had great health insurance. So I paid into that. You pay into it weekly, comes out of your paycheck, most of it. And dental is also involved. Dental, they give you less money. Like there's less compensation. For example, the money that you pay into your Social Security, socialism, and that you pay into your insurance mostly goes for medical care. There's always a problem with eyeglasses, eye exams, and teeth. Eye vision and dental is always like extra. So you either pay extra for coverage, but there's always out of pocket, always out of pocket. Now, across the pond, does it, is that all completely covered too? Completely covered, or you have to pay extra stuff for that? I don't know. I don't know, but thank you for that. Thank you, Dino. And Ray, $10 super sticker. Hey, Ray, thank you, buddy. Let's give you the monks. I gave you the monks because you've been living like one, my friend. And Rufus 999. When it gets noisy, keep it pointed forwards. Sage from my surfing and snowboard days. I love that sage advice, Rufus. I also, you know what? Last year I started growing sage, and while I don't use it a lot, I love the way it smells. And a weed got in there, and I have a big problem with killing the weeds. I know. I just look at them as like stray plants, and I don't want to hurt them. But it got into the thing. But the sage came back. Now the sage is involved in this kind of cacophony of purple flowers, and it looks really cool. I'll take a picture and I'll have it for Tuesday's show. But Rufus, thanks so much. $9.99. That's very sweet of you. Thanks, guys. Let's give you this one. Yeah. So Robin's Bird, that's where I started with that. Thanks. You're going to get that today. Thanks so much for that. Cloves, not a good thing. Not a good thing. JC Kingsley, welcome back. We miss you, buddy. We were talking about jobs and stuff. It's a different story for me now. I love what I do. I love the show every single day, and I'm grateful. But you know that. Fergal's here. Hey, Dirk and the Bashers. Hey. And Louise, just back from our trip to West Cork, shattered. So I'll catch up tomorrow morning. Well, Tuesday, I expect all the beautiful photographs of you and the missus enjoying your wonderful anniversary. And that wine. He was on time tonight. Methinks Dino, in all fairness. I was on time. Ray. John Paul Jones was the glue. Oh, man. Was he ever? First of all, he got this. John Paul Jones he's got the denture thing that like Paul Stanley has, and a lot of the elder spokespeople have. They thought you can tell you can tell when people have had their whole, like, it's either dentures or whatever. But John Paul Jones, but man, who did you know he was an organist in a church? I know guys who were organists in church, and they're a very odd bunch of fellas. They are very super duper intellectual. They're usually very quiet, and they're the kindest, sweetest people. They're not all religious. Sometimes it's just a gig. But first of all, in order to be able to play a church organ, you have to be a special kind of keyboard player, because there's lots of pulls and valves and all these kinds of drawers and things and multiple layers of keyboards, and there's a lot of improv, like he said, which is incredible. John Paul Jones, without a doubt, the glue, especially when Jimmy was doing a little bit too much of the the white lady, etc. Fergal, that wine's gone then. Dean, I'll get on that pulp. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. Bonzo was so far behind the beat, he was finishing the previous song. It's so good though, man. I'll take that any day of the week. Now, there's a guy that can play like that and keep that groove moving like a mother. And then this is not a criticism, because who am I to criticize? It's not fair. The new drummer for Iron Maiden, Simon Dawson, he's not behind the beat, he's late. And that's like, I've been watching the fills, and he's coming out of fills late. And there's this one point where Adrian Smith is playing, and he goes like this. He's like staring at him, like trying to figure out, because anytime you see any musician walk up to the drummer, like facing the drummer, it usually means there's a problem with the tempo. Believe me, that's what goes on in bands. Whenever the bass player, guitar player walks up to the drummer, it's usually because let's figure out how to get this back locked in, because that happens. It's nuts. Yeah, I knew you meant Bonzo. P.S. I got both bottles of the 2004. You should have for 45 euros. It's crazy. Crazy. Plasma iPad. One of the no. I actually know what my iPad is. My iPad is the first iPad Pro, the very first one, and it will not charge with a USB-C cable. I have to charge it with the old brick. Isn't that crazy? I was like, oh, this battery's dead. And then I plugged it into a regular socket and it worked just fine, which is nuts. Andy M wants to know, is there intelligent life here? Sometimes. 10 years from now, we'll find out the Earth is a penal colony for the filth the galaxy has ever seen, and they don't want us back. Probably true. Which is worse? There is or there isn't extraterrestrial life. I don't think it makes a difference because we can't get our own act together anyway, right? You haven't seen E.T. Well, that I have seen. Is there any Spielberg movie I have not seen? Duel. I've seen it. I'm just trying to name them all. Duel, The Sugarland Express, Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Shit, what came after that? Close Encounters, that's during Star Wars. Shit, what came after? This is great trivia, man. Stump the Dirk. Right after Jaws, it was definitely Close Encounters of the Third Kind. After Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I want to say Indiana Jones. And I think that's probably right. Indiana Jones 1 and 2. And now we're in the 80s. 1941. He made that movie. I've seen it, though. I don't think there's a film of his I have not seen. But I have to look that up. That's interesting. I mean, listen, I haven't seen a lot of movies, too. I've never seen Sling Blade. Karate Kid will be kind of just okay for you. It's not usually focused on martial arts as much as it was the relationship between Daniel and Miyagi. Karate Kid 2 would be up your alley, I think. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know why I've never seen it. Daniel, I was down the pub Friday. I listened to it today at work. All Trump stuff, not me. What, a new album? Oh, it's all political? Oh, that can be boring, too. Drove. Starred. Hey, Topster McDonkey. Asterisk drove. Okay, they sent the Marines into LA in 1994 after the Rodney King riots got crazy. Is that true? James McCory, around 99% of a person's body is made up of empty space. That means that the vast majority of the volume occupied by a person is not matter, but rather empty space within the structure of atoms. I love super bright people. That's great. And that's like space, right? You know, you drove through downtown LA yesterday. Are you an LA guy? I didn't know that. It's super violent, riots, tons of burning cars. Okay, there's no such thing as Antifa. That's a myth. Stop saying that that's real. It's not real. It's not an organization. It's not real. It's not real. And all my friends live in LA, Topster, and nobody said it was any of that stuff. So what are we doing here? I heard that at the end of Nixon being president, that they wouldn't give him the football codes, nuclear launch codes. Others around him were worried he would use them. Well, do you think Donald has access to that stuff? Throwing bricks. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm sure that I know that there was burning cars and throwing bricks and all of that stuff. I know that that's true. And I don't understand that either. I really don't. But what about, why didn't they call in the Marines for when everybody stormed the Capitol building? Was there no need for the military for that? Cops burning cars, Topster, not even slightly peaceful. That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, though. Do you think that was worse than what happened at Capitol? Just asking. 73 Rosewood Neck Seymour Duncan pickups. Beautiful. Wow. You know what they do, Topster? YouTube removes any comments it doesn't like. And that happened to me on the show the other day. So don't think I I forget who it was. Panel Power thought I censored him. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't. Great neck on a telly, thin at the nut. Yeah. I mean, that's a bird's eye maple neck. Hold on. This one gets used. This is the one that Emmett plays when he's here. The neck is bird's eye maple. It's so pretty, and it is really super duper thin at the neck. Really thin. It's such a great guitar. I mean, it's a Swiss Army knife. Pretty much does everything. Yeah. But Andrew says, pretty dusty, but still very pretty. Oh, wow. That's how far behind I am? My God. The Schwarzschild cosmology theory suggests that our observable universe could be the interior of a black hole formed in a larger parent universe. Yes, I've read that. And it's interesting, right? Because we really don't know what black holes are. You know, we know what they are in sci-fi. Peaceful in America, it seems to mean something different from the rest of the world. Yeah. Why don't Gaza people just leave? They are so wonderful. How come Egypt and Jordan hate them and won't let them? They hate Israel way more than they hate the Palestinians, Tobe. Get current. That's not true. Not everything with fire is a barbecue. Sometimes it's just a ride. Exactly. Eric B. Expansionism is often driven by a lack of resources. Wheat in the west and oil fields in the east. Robbinsbird, oh my goodness, thank you. Come on. Marshall amps in the church, rocking for religion. There is no solution but a two-state solution, my friends. It's just train to Auschwitz all over again. Just change the players, reverse the roles. That's all it is. When the noise and the BS gets so thick, it's hard to navigate sometimes. It is. It's hard. Just be nice to everybody. Remember clove cigarettes? That's the reason why I hate them, because my friend Mary smoked them, and I was like, ugh, they're so gross. And it's like pot. I don't like pot either. Watching Sunday Mass and the French Open at the same time. I wished I still loved tennis. I just don't care because there's nobody playing that I love anymore. Well, I know it's, you know, the Federer, Nadal. You know, I don't like Novak Djokovic. He's a douche. Tracy Farris is in here. Happy Sunday to you, Tracy. Thank you so much, Ray Ray. Thanks for that. For the plate at Mass. That's awfully nice. Man, they hired me to create their Q&A department, but I was only allowed to QA one area of the company and never expand. It was like having cops that watch over one part of town, but not the other. That happens. Fairly pointless if they weren't intending to expand the department. Well, I have a friend who gets hired every once in a couple of years to kind of create a thing, and then when they're done, he gets canned after he's created it. So it's terrible how they treat people. I'm looking at the now we're worth 3 times the pay rate I was making there. So good riddance indeed. Super glue. Is that what they use? Super glue? They probably do. The Giants' Big Bang, some would call a mostly peaceful protest. Anyway, it's so late. I have to do the Gallery of Bastards. My God, what am I doing? I'm so behind in it. The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots. Sublime the Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Let's start off with Eric B. This is the thing that I talked about earlier because I wanted to know more about this Stratocaster that he had, which I thought was quite beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that. Oofa. Let me move that where I want it to go. Look at that. Very cool Seiko, very cool watch, but that's the inside cavity of a... Do I have the thing on the back? Oh, yeah. And the back of this thing. Everybody tends, if you use the 3, those guys... He asked me trivia question, which I knew immediately because he asked me what kind of strings, and I said D'Addario, because did D'Addario have colored balls on the ends of them? Nobody else does. But it's very, very cool. And I love this picture. Thanks for that. And thanks for letting me know a little bit more about this very, very cool guitar. Because, you know, I'm obsessed with that shit. Thank you so much. Fergal, let's take a look at those wines. Very nice. You got 2 of them, as you should have. Beautiful. Haute Betali. Pouillac 2004. That's a 5th growth Bordeaux, my friends. Like wine. Here's a perfect example. Years and years ago, I was so into wine, I almost was going to go to get my MS certification and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't, and I got sick of it. I got bored with it, and I know what all the wines are, all the big players, all the regions and all that stuff. Like wine, like I have if I walked into a restaurant, I could sell a shitload of wine, or a wine store, I could sell a lot of wine because I know my wines, but I don't care anymore. I still have my favorite, which is Pichon Longueville Comtesse de Lalonde, which is a 2nd growth Bordeaux, but I don't care as much anymore. Like, I'm sitting there with white wine, a glass of ice, and some seltzer, and I'm fine. I've kind of dumbed down the wine thing. 45 balloons, man. Look at that. Purchased. Yes, but what a great move, my friend. Great move. That's a terrific wine. I mean, life's too short to drink shitty wine. I mean, if you're in France or you're in Italy, and certainly some places in California, the whites more so than the reds, even though there's some very highly celebrated red wines. Their particular style used to be Bordeaux based. Now it's just kind of become like an alcohol bomb. They're called fruit bombs. There's still some really great, like Chateau Montelena. There's a couple of great bottles you get. There's a lot of great California wine. It's just not my thing. Andrew Wolkowicz with some of the kids. Let's take a look. There she is. Hello, honey pie. Look at you. What a sweet lady. Oh, is this a single shot? Oh, single shots. No, it isn't. Why did my keyboard not work? You know what I hate? Now that I have a non-Apple screen, when I go to do my volume thing, it doesn't work because Apple doesn't is not part of the standards. So like when you hit the volume or the brightness up or down, it doesn't work, which sucks. But I got this cool new keyboard from, but it's very flat, so I had to fashion an angle on the bottom of it because my old keyboard is a wired keyboard, and it's on my other computer, and it's the big old white one, because it's got an angle to it. It's got a thing on the bottom, so you can put USBs in it. This one you can't put USBs in it, and because it's wireless and it's attractive. Hello, senor. And yeah, I don't know. What am I talking about? Oh, look at the kids. Oh, action shot. Oh, she sees something she wants. Oh, look at that. Oh, great shots. You're a beautiful family. Thank you, Andrew. Who's next? Andrew Morgana napping. Oh, that's a great shot. Anybody who has a cat, you know what this feels like. Oh, do not disturb. I love the paw over the face thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Joe LaFaro, wristwatch check. Handsome Joe. I forgot to mention Joe LaFaro, Handsome Joe Glass. Drooby Jew Coffee. Oh, I found a brand new brand. Did I just talk this? Atibati. Found this new brand of coffee. All because late at night I went to go get Rose some dulce de leche ice cream, and my closest place was closed. So I went to the supermarket that was open till 11. I went in there, and as I'm walking down the coffee aisle, I just stopped dead in my tracks because they had capsules from, because I have an espresso machine, and from a company called Atibati from Bologna. Never heard of this coffee in my life. Never seen it in Italy. And it was like getting punched in the face. But let's talk about this classic Super Joe. Look at that. Super Joe. Remember Super Joe from the Mets? Joe, are you a Met fan? You're a Met fan, right? You're not a Yankee fan. Jersey. Can't be. Super Joe. He was such a big integral part of our team. He was a Swiss Army knife, that guy. Great watch, great shirt, great tan, class act, ladies and gentlemen. Joe LaFaro. Joe LaFaro. Thank you. Martin Brown. I think I have it. Yeah, this was a video you sent me, right? So I was smart enough to do this. So everybody wanted to know about Bronson's puzzle, right? Well, guess what? He solved it. Ready for this? Go back to the top. Bravo. That's a great one. Thanks for that, man. It was a great move. An absolutely great move. I mean, it took him a little while, but look, listen, sometimes it takes a while. Just because he's beautiful, you know how that works. Here's some more from Mart. Here's some. Oh, look at these classic shots. Now that you get to see the size of this guy, holy macaroni, man, amazing, amazing. Oh, see, he's regal but loves to play as well. Monty's handmade mature cheddar. I love a British cheddar. I bought Irish cheddar last night because I don't cook for myself because I love to cook, but I don't cook for myself because I don't care enough about myself to cook for myself. So what I did yesterday was when I went to the store to get my Diet Coke, I bought some Irish cheddar and I just chopped it up and put it in a salad. But that looks good from 1706. Wow. Amazing. Thanks, Mart. That was amazing. Julian. Ladies and gentlemen, our artiste in residence is Julian. Beautiful. That's how it looked yesterday here in New York. Very dark and brooding. Oh, I love these. Look, there's a seam in the center, which only tells you because everything happens in the lens with Julian. Oh, this is great. This looks like a scene from The Godfather. Almost. Amazing, Julian. I love it. Table for two. Look at now. What is that for? So don't park there. Is that what they want? Because you can't get out. Oh, I get it. How smart is that? I bet you they built this parking garage and then people were saying they were getting stuck in there, right? And so they did that. Wow, that's beautiful. Pussy willows. Beautiful stuff. Oh, this is great. Look at that. What is going on here? Now, is that... Oh, God, I can't tell what this is, but I never can with Julian. Wow, that's really cool. Obviously, there was something there. What was it? What was it, Julian? Wow. Look at this. What is going on? There are words in there? Wow. Oh, that's pretty great. Wow. Oh, shit. Why did you just lose me right there? Why did that go? Beautiful, Julian. Beautiful. Beautiful, Julian. Look at that. Very colorful. Where's that fancy place? Julian, everybody. Our artist in residence. In residence. Thank you, kind sir. Hey, Sunday Mass, Snoopy says, that's more important than a lot of things. Snoopy says, just be you. And if people don't like it, then find new people. You could do that too. Or just find people that agree with you, right? Because that's usually what happens. When people don't agree with you, then, why bother? Unless you love their smile or something related to and or who knows? Sunday Mass, Eminem madness, Mork and Mindy madness. Yeah. There's Mork. Don't drive Carolyn crazy. You drive us wild and Carolyn crazy. Oh, that's a cute one. Look at that. Look at this. They're bunking up. Amazon boxes are always number one. Amazing. Oh. That's amazing. But he looks pensive, though. Oh, beautiful boy. That's a shot that Carolyn will drive her bananas. Oh, look at the beautiful lady. Hello, honey. They don't ever get out, right? I'm just hoping, because I know you had that visitor for a while. I told you guys that Rose has a cat named Bubble that comes and shows up every once in a while. I showed you pictures of him. It was pouring rain last night. He was out on the roof, and I was like, come in, you dum-dum. Finally, he came in and went in the little house we got him, and it's heated. I have it plugged in. It's heated. And I was like, why would you do that? It makes me sad. Oh, look at this. They have cartoons. Oh, great shots. Thank you. Mork and Mindy madness. Mork and Mindy madness. Yeah. Chris Boyd, Poppy enjoying the garden between rain showers. Oh, hello, Poppy. blow that up a little bit. Oh, she's looking great. Oh, look at you. What a big mush. You big mush. Oh, thanks for that. How sweet of you. She's beautiful. We love her. Thanks, Chris. JHB Summer is slowly getting here. Oh, Panerai, 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 Panerai. Oof. 8 giorni, 8 days. That thing is just yum, yum, yummers, man. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, and your IWC. Look at that. Oh, God. What is going on there? Yeah, that's the prettiest of them all. It is. I just love that watch. I did a whole show on IWC. See, I do some watch stuff because it's a brand that I just didn't know enough about and I needed to know more about. I know a couple of people who love them and collect them. Sure, something I'd like to know more about. You know, because it's like Rolex and Omega. Rolex and Omega. Wristwatch check number 2. Oh, Joe LaFaro. Joe LaFaro. Second one of the day. And look what it is. Oh boy. It's a Seamaster 300M chronograph. Definitely not one you see in the wild very often, if at all, Joe, handsome Joe. And I love this watch. And you wear it well, my friend. Look at that. Looks great. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one to have. Now, see, now I'm talking about collecting. Yeah, I've never had one of these. My father-in-law has the original one, the quartz one, the first one that ever came out, the 300M, the first GoldenEye. And then, of course, you know, the mechanicals came out. Oshin has that one, and you have this one. This one is, look at that. See, that's the wave dial I love. I just love the aluminum bezel and all that stuff. I love it. I love it. That's the ones I like. I prefer the subs with aluminum. The ceramic thing just does. It's not my thing. Carlos Paggi, amazing dial. What do you got going on here? Oh, you buying something? Carlos is showing me is that not for bashers? Wait, woo, hold on. I want to make sure I don't goof up because sometimes it's not for bashers. Okay. Hey, Dirk, quite a few pics to show. It is for the show. Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't do anything untowards. Quite a few pics to show this dial's detail. It changes with every angle. Gotta love 70 Seiko. Great show. Thanks, buddy. Well, yeah, I can pull it up, and I sure will. Did you get this? Oh, child. How exciting. It's like an unboxing, but it's not an unboxing. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Estimated resale value, 9,301 pounds. Current bid, 2,300 pounds. Okay, that's a good deal. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. The Type 2. Yeah, this is great. Look at the date. Oh, it's amazing. And I love that rehaut. Not too deep, but deep enough. Integrated bracelet. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Oh, yeah, that's a piece. Yeah, this is a super cool watch. Yeah, look at that Fume dial. It's a Fume, baby. Perfect size for you, huh? Obviously, you want it. And I hope you got it for 2,300. Look at that. Is sick. And that dial is crazy. Look at that dial. Look at that. Wait a second. Look at this. Look at the difference in this. Look at that. And then look at this. Holy moly, Cazzoli. Seiko, man, and Grand Seiko, man, what they do for dial. The most beautiful dials in the world are definitely Grand Seiko. There's no doubt about it. There's lots of great dials. And I'm not a fan of those Moser dials. There's a lot of fume going on with them. And it's just me. I don't love them. I know people are crazy for them. Like this is sexy as hell. Look at that. Oy. Plus, it's very masculine, I think. It's a very masculine looking watch. Thanks, buddy. Those are great. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, Chris Boyd, dentist costs. Hey, Dirk, my dentist was NHS subsidized, but has gone private like they are all doing. Checkup and cleaning was £16.72. Now it's 85. That's in Northern Ireland. All the best, Chris. Chris, while we're at it, what's the story with that? With what I asked earlier, about Does anybody there want to be still part of the UK and the Brexit thing, or do people want to be part of the EU and just maybe just zip Ireland back together? Yes or no? I mean, I know there's probably differences on both sides of the coin, but I'm just curious of what the sentiments are because I don't keep up with it. But it's an interesting question. And somebody like you would probably have an answer, I would imagine. So NHS, you obviously wouldn't have that anymore, right? Look at this. Oh my God. The name, though? J.C. Kingsley. Oh my God. First of all, what a beauty. What an absolute beauty. Oh my God. Wow, that's that. You are a king mackerel. Now, is this a boy? Could be wrong, but I'm assuming it is. I could be wrong because it's not quite a calico. It's more of a deep mackerel with a lot of brown in it. So it could be technically a calico, could be a lady. Ha, ha. Cat looks like a lady. I don't know. Tell me the truth, J.C. Kingsley. And a name, please, please. We want names. Beautiful, beautiful kitty cat. Beautiful kitty cat. Thank you for that. And oh, Jackson helping himself. Thanks. Hey, Rufus. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. Jackson. Jackson helping himself to my lap. Oh man, you can't beat those moments. Cherish every second of it. You know, it's the greatest. You know, it's hard to love that hard. It's difficult to love that hard, you know. Jackson, you're beautiful, you know, because, you know, as Cinderella said back in the day, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And you know what? It's gone for me. And it's kind of rough. Kind of rough. Kind of rough. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, what? Crazy? That's the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots that sublime me absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Dean says, all you teeth full out time you get your appointment here in the UK, they'll fall out. It takes years getting a Rolex, but I go private and pay for the privilege. Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I'm going to laugh my ass off if it turns out Dirk is growing weed in with it. No, it's got purple. It's got purple flowers. Does pot have purple flowers? I don't know. I got my root canal treatment recently on my third visit of 5. I fell asleep and started snoring with the drill in my mouth, in my tooth. I think the dentist thought I was having a stroke. She was very concerned. I had 2 failed root canals, so I don't like them anymore. On this day in 1949, George Orwell's 1984 was published. 1984. Thanks, Battle Power. War is peace. Ignorance is strength. Robin's Bird. I was a medical transcriptionist editor for 20 years. When COVID hit, I was let go. Thank goodness I was able to take early retirement. Look at you, beautiful young lady. I've never been more thankful to leave a job in my life. Brava. Brava to you, current basher of the day. Freedom is slavery. He wanted to originally call it 1948. I'm missing Empire of the Sun, right? That's Paul's favorite movie, and how dare I totally forget that movie. Christian Bale when he was a little kid. Nick Mason is underrated. Not the GOAT, no, great drummer, but you know he's not on that level. I mean, maybe he is. I like Nick Mason. I love him as a guy. Great. 1948. Empire of the Sun was right after Close Encounters. There you go. There you go. It's a great movie. Sad movie. Beautiful movie. And DM, I had a root canal treatment as well and had some fragments of the tooth in my mouth and spat it out. Who cares? He says, who cares? I don't care. Do you care? He doesn't care. I don't care. That's unbelievable. Empire of the Sun. Thanks. Iran is releasing all the files they just stole from the Mossad, which is actually called the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service, ISIS. So we might actually have to go see the Epstein files, right? I love my dentist, so gentle. I think I get extra pain meds because of my size and work history. Really? Did you know that redheads, and I know this because my mother and my sister are them, pain meds don't work on them? They have to give them triple amounts of pain medication. There's something about the genetics of redheads, and I don't know if it's the same in the animal world. I think it actually is, but pain meds don't work on redheads. And yeah, that strat seen some action. I think so too. Eric B says classy watch and cuff combo as ever. It's Joe LaFaro. I mean, really? Hello, perfect combo, Joe. Outstanding shirt, vintage class, Joe. Everybody wants the shirt. The cats always seem to feel that whenever someone's in the house is sad, they claim that person until they chirp. Oh, nice watch, Joe. My nan has the same curtains as your shirt. It always has to be Dean. Joe, that was in the 60s. I love all those. You should see the curtains I have. I have curtains from like 1958 that go out to my my deck. Bronson Hearts, excellent work, Julie, and of course Pussy Willows. Okay, because you're ridiculous. Sometimes you just feel like you need to stand in the rain. I agree. I do all the time. No, Eminem, do not go outside. Good, very good. Pam and IWC. That's a pretty great combination too. Andy loves the cupcake. We know you love the cupcake. We know. Dean says he had the black chrono version. Nice. Yeah, it's great. You got rid of that? My first Omega was a 300 M chronograph in white. Ooh, I wish you had that now, Rufus. Oh, in white. White dials are all the rage right now. Look at us talking watches for the eyebash. Thanks, buddy. You're very sweet. Cool Seiko design. Tobe said, I had the Seamaster with the white dial. Oh, you did too. Too heavy, clunky, bezel misaligned like a Seiko. I had to sell it off at a big loss. Wait a second, though. Did you have a modern iteration of the Seamaster, Tobe? And the only reason why I'm saying this now is because pretty much Reinhold Eichelman kind of pretty much admitted that stuff's not all made in Switzerland. You know, the whole China thing that's going on. Rolex, of course, doesn't make anything in I mean, why would they do that? They don't need to do that. They're just up printing money. But Omega, you know, it's a big company. It's the Swatch Group. They might have to do it. I wonder, like, you know, don't forget when I went to do the first Omega in space and I met the wonderful manager of the store. At the end of my visit, I mentioned Speedy Gate. And he knew what it was, and he knew who'd said it first. And I was like, you know, he's a friend of mine. Instantly, he just went like this. And it could very well be that some and you know, it's my favorite brand. It pains me to say. They might be making stuff there, but my phone is made there. My new computer was made there. I mean, what does it mean? Maybe it just shouldn't say it. It's not that it's shittier quality, though it likely is. It just means it shouldn't say Swiss made. You know, 60%. I don't think that's enough. Amazing Seiko. I love that Seiko. Nope. Rudy's a girl. Oh, Rudy's a girl. Very cool. Okay, so it's a little bit of calico there, JC Kingsley. Rudy. That's a great name. Great name. Redheads were the Viking berserkers. They don't feel pain and have no off switch. Yeah, it was the latest white dial Seamaster bought at the AD in 2022. You know, Tobster, I 1,000,000% believe you, because when I went to the AD, I tried on the Seamaster white dial, and there was something very peculiar about it. It felt super duper lop. It felt like the balance was weird on it, and it just didn't feel. And listen, I'm not trying to sound like some little princessy cunty little bitch, but it didn't feel like what that price was for that. I just tried it on, and it was funny because somebody was buying it, so they had sized it. So I have a 7.25 interest, not the biggest, not the smallest, but it was perfect. So I tried it on, snap, perfect, and yeah, and I knew it. I think they outsourced, and I don't blame you for selling it, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. 2023, yeah. Hey, Space Ace. Hold on. Do I have a pick? Come on. This place is filled with picks. I got to learn that riff, though, because I don't know it. I'm playing guitar like Joan Jett. I know it, but I just have to figure it out. So they confirmed the boxer was truly a male and not a female, by the way. Is this some trans action, some trans chat? But I still really want the No Time Today titanium one. It's so good on the wrist. Light, so light, so light. I'm trying to convince my father-in-law to get it. He's got a big wrist, 9 inches, big wrist. But man, that watch is beautiful. And you want to wear it on a leather strap, as you should. Does it come with a leather strap? Remember when Omega used to give you the strap, a NATO, leather? Reynold, call me. Reynold, call me. Call me. Reynold. Yeah, it was heavy and had bad balance. I wear a 44 millimeter Panerai. See, that's not going to happen. And you wear that on rubber or leather? I mean, Panerai on rubber. Panerai. The new Omega SMP wears a bit smaller. Aluminum die with the thin waves was great. So sexy and so great. Do I have a pick? Nope. Use a coin. I got coins. Brian May from Queen uses a coin. He does. He uses a 6pence, which they don't make anymore. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for joining on this Sunday Mass. In nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Thanks for everything. I'll see you on Speedy Tuesday. We'll be back with more of the show. Let's figure out a way to get along, even if we don't agree on shit. And that's fine. It doesn't really matter, because you know what? I love you just the way you are. Go in peace to love and serve the bash.